WWE are ending DVD and Blu-ray production. Plus, a WWE legend is planning a big return in 2022. And a released NXT star has made their AEW debut. It's all in the wrestling news right now. It is the end of a circular era for us as we light one, pour one out for the WWE DVD and Blu-ray. If we didn't need this, I would have just poured that one. Me that to clean the cloth. It's the end of production for WWE DVD and Blu-ray. So this comes from
sad noises.
It is the sad noises. So the Wrestling DVD Network website. I don't know what you're going to do, Lance. They've revealed that WWE DVDs and Blu-rays will no longer be offered in the United States beginning 2022. The reason behind it, according to them, is most likely down to revenue and the company putting their sole focus on WWE Network streaming content. Survivor Series 2021 and a Drew McIntyre DVD will be the final physical releases in the US, which will be this month. In Australia, Madman Entertainment will be releasing the remaining pay-per-views onto DVD between now and March, so like Survivor Series, Crown Jewel, and a few others. In the UK, however, Fremantle have shortlisted release dates for WWE Day 1 and the Royal Rumble, which suggests that because the WWE home video market's a bit more viable in Europe, it maybe might get saved. We don't know. By the way, I didn't mean that nasty bit about Wrestling DVD Network. Like they do really
DVDs. Plenty of companies.
I'm sure they will find something else, but they do very nice reviews of the DVDs. They're good folk.
It's sad because I'm a big believer in physical media. I'm an old guy. I don't like buying games digitally. If I can have a physical copy of a game, I prefer to have it because then I've got it and I've got it forever and it sits on the shelf, and if I want, I can look at it. They don't even make booklets for them anymore, but I used to like having the booklets and all of that stuff. And it's getting to a point where the entire world's going to be digital, and we're all part of the problem because we all have Netflix, we all have Spotify, and ultimately people don't want crap cluttering up the house, do they now? And it's not really a necessary thing. It still saddens me, and I still think that we'll have markets such as Europe potentially remain, with the DVD releases for a little while longer, but ultimately this isn't going to be around forever. But it closes the door on a lot because, collectors really, really like to get every last one of these. They've collected from the VHS era all the way through DVD, through Blu-ray. There are people out there, you can just search for it on Google with just hundreds upon hundreds of releases just all over their bookshelves. And
full disclosure
makes me sad, but at the same time it needs to happen.
Full disclosure, as a quote-unquote DVD boy.
Yes.
What was the last DVD you bought?
So I still buy a lot of world cinema films.
Okay.
They quite a lot of time, they might not have had a Blu-ray release yet, and it might be like, oh, it's a $5. So I think the last DVD set I got might have been, oh God, I don't even know. I think it was some import Polish weird films. It was like a Jan Svankmajer animation set. So yeah, I kind of still get stuff for that reason, but I mean, when you got HMV, right, you see the WWE DVD area, it's kind of always untouched, it's kind of always on sale, it's kind of always got a bit of a film of dust over it, and it's jammed in there next to the fitness section, and it's I
last bought a Kenny Everett docudrama that was never released on a streaming platform and was only available on a DVD randomly released by a third party. And I think that was in 2019 I bought that. After that, my brother, as a joke, bought me a Martin Clunes Guide to Horses and sent it to my house.
That's very much my type of thing. I used to enjoy buying people the Cliff Richard Christmas calendar. Where he just sat by his pool with his shirt off.
In this report by Wrestling DVD Network, when I went through it, and they even said that they said for the last 30 years they've been releasing WWE home videos on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and Laserdisc.
Yeah.
When did WWF/WWE bring out a Laserdisc?
I need them because I want a Laserdisc player. I'm a big collector of all this stuff, and we could talk all day about it, but it's just sad. It's come to a close, but I guess it's just progress, isn't it? Move over, Sam, or we're going to turn you into a car park. Just roll straight in.
If you don't keep moving, you will become a car park or a streaming service. One or the other. Scott Harland was a talking point last week. Scotty Twohearty made a post on Twitter where he announced that he had resigned from WWE and he was off to do other things. The post alluded to the idea of, only do stuff, never do stuff for the money, only do stuff if you're passionate about it, and so that's why I'm going. He put out a tweet yesterday, which was a very simple tweet. It was a GIF that had 2022 along the horizontal, and then the vertical it had an S and an H next to the it's probably behind us now. So that is the Scotty Twohearty thing, 2022. So I think Scotty Twohearty's making a comeback next year.
I've got one thing to say to that, Tom. Turn it up!
Yay! Banging it. Get me a worm do.
I'm all about
What's a worm do? It wriggles along the ground like that.
I wanna see him out there having some fun.
Yeah, me too.
It's just gonna be great. Imagine all the indie dates he's gonna get. It's Scotty Twohearty, man.
I remember a mate of mine was booking a show in Shrewsbury, and they nearly booked Scotty Twohearty, but he was too expensive for us.
I would love for him to pop up in like GCW or something, just in kind of very contrasting places. That's I think what I'd love the most.
Well, Combat Zone Wrestling.
Oh.
Doing the worm onto barbed wire. Do it.
Yeah, why not?
Do it. Go to FMWE. Go do a deathmatch against Anita-san.
Before we start this one, we just need to smash 6,000 light tubes. Now, can you do the worm, please?
Now do the worm. Do the worm. Scotty. Do the worm. One to keep an eye on the return of Scotty Twohearty. Shawn Michaels was having a chat with Jim Varsalone.
Barcelona, I think.
Okay, I've been on calls with him, and I feel bad that in my head, Jim. He's been chatting with Jim, and he's given us an update on Triple H's return, hasn't he?
Yes. So he said, right now, for me, I've told him, I don't care how good you are. You stay away, get healthy, concentrate on you. The thing is, he put me in a fabulous team here, and that's why it's able to continue on without him, because he put phenomenal people in place. I'm just the guy that gets to expedite everything and run traffic. The team he put in place was prepared for these kind of days, and we want him to get healthy. He doesn't have anything to worry about. We'll be here when he gets back. And I thought that quote was going to go, get healthy, concentrate on you, because right now I'm taking your job, Hunter. Just leads to a huge NXT 2.0 blow up.
But isn't Shawn Michaels saying to Triple H there basically what Triple H said to Shawn Michaels in 1998 after WrestleMania 14?
Yeah,
I'll look after everything here.
It's just good to hear that NXT has that strong foundation and that somebody like Shawn Michaels is kind of just there overseeing it still. And it's nice that he's there overseeing it, but it sounds like even if he wasn't there, that team would be running things pretty smoothly. They'd maybe have to still have a decision maker within the company, but the fact NXT still has that bond behind the scenes, it sounds, especially from a production standpoint, then that's good. I like that. It makes me feel positive about the future of NXT 2.0, which is something that I'm still not entirely sold on. It's not quite that harsh. I didn't mean it to sound that harsh, but it's like
we've heard different reports.
I'm still in love with NXT 1.0, guys. I need to get over it.
They're two different promotions. I think in your head you have to go, that was a super indie. This is a development territory.
All they share is the initials.
Yeah, it's literally the same name. You could call it something else. Jim Varsalon. That's it. So I think also with my brain, because I grew up in a certain era, like Shawn Michaels is there in many interviews saying, don't worry, Triple H, we've got this. I'm expecting Triple H to come back and Shawn Michaels to bring him out. And then Shawn Michaels switching music.
That's what I mean.
I was running the show while you weren't here. It won't.
Who are you to swan back in?
This is mine now. AEW Tag Team making a return next week. The Young Bucks are heading back to in-ring competition. I didn't think we'd see Young Bucks wrestling for a while.
Yeah.
Because they both have injuries that they're recouping from following Full Gear, but they're back in the ring next week. They're facing Rocky Romero and Chuck Taylor of Chaos.
Nice.
I like the Chaos fold over.
I just like Rocky getting some mainstream American TV time.
He's been getting loads lately.
Rocky's he's awesome. I think he's great. I've really enjoyed Rocky since I got back into New Japan, like a good few years ago. And yeah, I really hope we get to see Chico at some point, though.
Ooh.
If we get Chico on Luchador at some point. Not that Rocky is Chico.
They're different people.
Rocky's just the guy that, contacts him for everybody else.
He's just in contact.
If Rocky can just put a call in for Chico, that'd be great.
Cross all things. AEW Dark tapings took place yesterday. Now, I get that, spoilers of this ilk might not be your jam.
Which is why we saved this till the end.
So, if this is where you roll away, thank you very much indeed.
And we'll catch you next time.
Have a lovely day.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your Saturday. You be good. Love you, bye.
Anyway.
Right.
Spoilers.
So... The Rock! No, it wasn't The Rock. AEW Dark tapings took place in Orlando, Florida. So a few notes from that. Josh Woods, the reigning ROH Pure Champion, made his debut for AEW in a losing effort to Shawn Spears. But it's good to have Josh Woods on the books, I do think.
Very much so.
Brandy Rhodes is back in the ring.
Great.
Brandy Rhodes had a match and she won against Robin Renegade. We saw Colin Delaney continue his losing streak from ECW in the mid-noughties.
Get in there, Cole.
With a loss to Eddie Kingston. Now, Delaney has done loads of other stuff on the indies before you go. He's done loads of other stuff on the indies. Actually, I'm pretty sure I reached out to him to do Desert Island Graps. I think we'd have a lovely chat. Colin, if you're watching, let's chat. Cody Rhodes turned up to tell some dad jokes, apparently, proving that he is the biggest heel in the business.
Well, he is a dad now. He needs to get him out somewhere.
and it's at Orlando, apparently.
He's going to hold the entire audience captive.
You can't leave. Deep into...
Just reading packets that he's got from penguins.
I'd love it if he walked out with a penguin wrapper. What city is Berlin the capital of? Germany. Oh, wait, that's a fact. Some of these are facts. Oh, sorry, everybody. Enjoy the wrestling. We saw Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela have a belter in a no DQ match. We saw a pile driver off the stage.
Of course.
Nice. That was the main event of the whole set.
I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that at all.
They go hard in that main event. And we saw the AEW debut of a former NXT star who was released this year as among with 80 others. Marina Shafir is now trying out at AEW. She had herself a match against Chris Statlander. Now, Shafir, I've seen work in some indie dates. I've seen her doing some sort of more stringent wrestling stuff with Masha Slamovich.
Yes.
And I think I think Marina Shafir's got a lot to offer. She was going to be part of the Diamond Mine and all that setup, and then that changed fairly last minute, and then she was away.
Not to read too much into it, but she's also Mrs. Strong, isn't she? She's
Mrs.
Roderick
Strong.
Strong's wife. So could Roderick Strong be about to drop that cruiserweight title and then
move to AEW,
mosey on over that fence? I don't know what his contract situation is, if I'm being honest. So
I think Roddy's one of those that we haven't heard anything about regarding a contract.
Yeah.
I don't know where he sits at the moment. I mean, he's in quite a prominent position on 2.0, but still, there's quite a few of those great guys from 1.0 who do stick out. Roddy's kind of moved into a nice position there, but as you say, I think what you and I talked about yesterday with the potential end of the cruiserweight division, kind of whatever comes for him next, I'm not quite sure. Roderick Strong to All Elite Wrestling, where they call him Mr. Strong.
Definitely confirmed. Definitely, we promise.
They're going to make him a big red square with muscles and a hat. If you're a Roger Hargreaves fan, you'll get that. More news as we get it throughout the day and across the weekend at Cultaholic.com. Mitch Wadden, the Cultaholic tribal editor-in-chief, and I break down the big news stories of November on the podcast feed today in a brand new Cultaholic.com Wrestling Top 10. And joined by Jack the Jobber on Sunday for a very special episode of Desert Island Graps. It's Adam McCullough.
Nice.
Who formerly you might have seen on many Manchester United football YouTube channels. He's been on the True Geordies channel a bit, and he's a massive wrestling fan. So Jack and Adam McCullough sat down for a chat, and you can hear it on the podcast feed tomorrow.
Yeah.
And whatever you do for the rest of your week, and have a lovely time.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.